everyone. Welcome back to Prime Wealth. Today, we're diving into a topic that's becoming increasingly relevant for many of us, especially as we think about retirement.
That's right, Jordan. We're talking about part-time work in retirement and, more specifically, the tax implications that come with it.
Yeah, it's such an interesting area. Many people are considering part-time work to stay active, supplement their income, or even explore new passions. But it's not just about the job itself. The tax angle can really catch you off guard if you're not prepared.
Absolutely. It's so important to understand how your earnings can impact your Social Security benefits, tax brackets, and even your overall retirement strategy.
We'll also cover some practical tips on how to approach this, like the best types of part-time jobs to consider, and how to manage your income to minimize tax burdens.
And we won't forget to discuss how this fits into the bigger picture of your retirement plan. Making sure your financial future remains secure while enjoying the flexibility of part-time work.
Exactly. So whether you're considering a little side hustle or just curious about how it all works, stick around.
Let's jump right in. Jordan, when we talk about part-time work in retirement, it's not just about filling time or doing something to keep busy. It's a really strategic move in today's financial landscape, especially for folks over 40.
Absolutely, and with so many changes happening economically, it feels like the rules of the game are shifting all the time.
Right. Consider inflation. It has surged in recent years, and that can really impact how much people need to save for retirement. Many folks might have initially thought they'd be comfortable living on their savings and Social Security alone. But with rising costs, that's becoming less of a guarantee.
Yeah, and I've seen so many people over 40 start to rethink their retirement timelines. They might have planned to retire at 65, but now they're wondering if they need to work longer or find some part-time gig to supplement their income.
Exactly. It's not just about the money, though. Taking on part-time work can also provide a sense of purpose and community. I know someone, let's call her Maria, who was in a corporate job for over 25 years. She had a solid retirement plan, but when she hit 60, she realized she wanted to do something different. She took a part-time job at a local nonprofit, and it not only supplemented her income, but also gave her a chance to give back.
That's such a great example. It's like she found a way to blend financial needs with personal fulfillment.
Yes, and a lot of people don't realize that working part-time in retirement can actually have tax implications too. It might affect how much of your Social Security benefits you can keep, depending on your income level.
Right. I've heard about that earnings limit. If you're below full retirement age and you earn over a certain amount, you can lose some of your Social Security benefits.
That's exactly it. For 2023, if you earned more than $21,240, you'd lose $1 for every $2 you earn over that limit. But once you reach full retirement age, things change, and you can earn as much as you want without any penalties.
So it's crucial to plan when you take on part-time work. It's not just about how much you're earning, but also when you're earning it.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the emotional side of this. Many people feel anxious about their financial future, especially with the unpredictability of the markets and inflation. Having a part-time job can provide a cushion, a safety net that helps alleviate some of that stress.
For sure. I think it can also help people feel more in control of their financial destiny. It's empowering to know you have options, right?
Definitely. And the reality is, many people over 40 are also facing unexpected life changes. Things like caring for aging parents or, sadly, dealing with loss. Those can all impact financial plans and timelines.
That's so true. Life can throw curveballs that require flexibility in our financial strategies.
Exactly. And having part-time work can help bridge those gaps. Imagine someone, let's say Tom, who had to step back from his job to care for his mother. He now has part-time work that allows him to balance family responsibilities while still generating income.
That's a perfect illustration of adapting to life's challenges. It's not just about earning. It's also about living your life fully, even amidst uncertainty.
Right, and as we think about the long term, It's essential to understand the implications of working part-time, not just for today, but for your overall retirement plan.
So what are some strategies for navigating this?
Well, one key strategy is to research the types of part-time work that fit not only your skills, but also your lifestyle. There are so many opportunities out there now, from freelance work to remote positions, that can provide flexibility.
And I imagine it can also allow people to test the waters. If they find a job they love, they might want to transition into it full time.
Exactly. Another important aspect is to consult with a tax professional. Understanding how your part-time income will impact your taxes and benefits is crucial.
That makes sense. And maybe even looking at how to maximize deductions or credits can also make a difference in the financial picture.
Yes, and let's not overlook health insurance. Many people may still need coverage as they transition into retirement, and part-time work can sometimes offer benefits that help bridge that gap.
Right, so it's not just about the paycheck, it's about the whole package.
Exactly, and I think it's time for folks to view part-time work as an empowering choice rather than a necessity. It can be a proactive step toward financial independence and emotional well-being.
And that's the key takeaway here. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving, even after you've left the traditional workforce.
Well said. So those are some immediate steps you can take. Now let's bring everything together. So when you're considering part-time work in retirement, it's really important to think about how it impacts your taxes. I mean, it can be a bit tricky, right?
Absolutely. I think a lot of people don't realize that their earnings can affect their Social Security benefits, for instance.
Exactly. If you're under full retirement age and you earn more than a certain threshold, like around $21,240 for 2023, your Social Security benefits could be reduced.
Right, so let's say someone is 62 and they take on a part-time job. If they make $30,000 a year, they could lose some of their benefits, correct?
Yes, that's correct. The Social Security Administration will deduct $1 from your benefits for every $2 you earn over that threshold. So in that example, they'd lose about $4, $380 from their benefits.
Wow, that's really significant. But then again, if they're earning that much, they might still come out ahead, right?
Definitely. It's all about understanding your overall financial picture. Even if you lose some benefits, the extra income might still be worth it for your lifestyle. Plus, keep in mind that once you reach full retirement age, those reductions go away.
So if someone is 66 and working part-time, their earnings won't affect their Social Security benefits at all?
Exactly. And this is where planning comes into play. It's crucial to know your full retirement age and how much you can earn without any penalties.
Could you break down some practical steps for someone who's thinking about part-time work?
Sure. First, assess your financial needs. What do you want to achieve with this part-time work? Is it just to keep busy, or are you looking to boost your retirement income?
I think that's a great first step. Maybe make a list of expenses and see if a part-time job could cover those.
Right, and then look into the types of jobs available. Some might have flexible hours that suit your lifestyle. If you enjoy something, it might not even feel like work.
Yes, and it's also worth considering the tax implications of different job types. For example, if someone's working as a freelancer or consultant, their income might be taxed differently than a regular part-time job.
That's an important point. Freelancers might have to deal with self-employment taxes, which can be higher, so keeping track of expenses for deductions is essential.
Right, that makes sense. So keeping good records is a must, huh?
Absolutely. Use tools like apps or spreadsheets to track your income and expenses. It'll make tax season much easier.
And what about retirement accounts? Should someone consider putting part-time earnings into an IRA?
Great question. If you're under 70 and still earning income, you can contribute to a traditional or Roth IRA, depending on your income level and tax situation.
So contributing to an IRA could also help with tax strategies, right?
Yes, it can. Contributions to a traditional IRA are tax deductible, which could lower your taxable income for the year.
That's really valuable. And speaking of taxes, what about the impact of health insurance?
Another crucial factor. If you're working part-time and your employer offers health benefits, you might want to consider that option. It could save money on premiums compared to Medicare or an individual plan.
Right, but what if you're not eligible for employer-sponsored insurance?
If that's the case, you might want to look at Medicare and supplemental plans. Just be cautious about your income level because some plans have income-based premiums.
So it sounds like there are a lot of moving pieces to consider.
Definitely, and that's why it's wise to consult a financial advisor when you're evaluating options. They can help tailor a plan suited to your situation.
Now, let's talk about common pitfalls. What do you see people often overlook when it comes to part-time work and retirement?
One big mistake is not fully understanding how their part-time income impacts their overall tax bracket.
Oh, right. So if someone is close to the next tax bracket and they start earning extra income, they could end up paying a lot more in taxes.
Exactly. It's crucial to project how much you'll earn and see where you might land on the tax scale.
And what about the emotional and social aspects? Sometimes people jump into work thinking it'll be fulfilling, but it can actually feel burdensome.
That's a really good point. It's essential to find a balance. Working should enhance your retirement, not become another source of stress.
So maybe try it out on a trial basis first?
Yes, that's a great idea. Test the waters with part-time work before fully committing.
And what about the impact on relationships? Sometimes working part-time can affect how much time you spend with family or friends.
Right. You don't want to lose that balance. Communication is key. Make sure your loved ones understand your goals and how you plan to manage your time.
It really does come down to planning and balance, doesn't it?
Exactly. Taking the time to evaluate your options and consider all angles can make a big difference in how fulfilling your part-time work is.
That's so true. You know, Alex, as we talk about part-time work and retirement, it's really important to highlight some common pitfalls people might stumble into.
Absolutely, Jordan. One of the biggest mistakes I see is underestimating how much tax can eat into their part-time income. People often think, oh, I'm just working a few hours here and there. It won't affect my taxes much.
Right? They might not realize that even a small amount of extra income can push them into a higher tax bracket or affect their Social Security benefits.
Exactly. Take, for example, one of my clients, Mary. She was so excited to pick up a part-time job at a local coffee shop. She thought it would be a fun way to stay active and earn some extra cash, but she was shocked when tax season rolled around, and she saw how much of her earnings went to taxes.
Oof, that must have been a wake-up call for her.
It really was. She hadn't factored in how her new income impacted her overall financial picture. It's crucial to run the numbers beforehand and see how much you'll actually take home after taxes.
Yeah, and I think that can be especially tricky when people are also drawing on their retirement savings or Social Security.
Exactly. If someone is earning income while also receiving Social Security, that can trigger a reduction in benefits if they earn over a certain threshold. For some, it might feel like they're working for nothing if their benefits get cut.
So it's about finding that balance, right? Understanding what those income thresholds are and planning accordingly.
Definitely. Another common pitfall I see is not considering the impact on health insurance. If someone is working part-time and is under 65, they might be relying on a spouse's employer-sponsored plan or even Medicaid. If they start making more money, that can change their eligibility for those programs.
That's a great point. I bet a lot of people don't connect the dots there.
Right. I had a client, Tom, who started working part-time after retiring. He was thrilled to have some extra cash flow, but then he found out he no longer qualified for Medicaid. He ended up paying a lot more for his health care than he had anticipated.
Wow, that's a tough lesson. So it's not just about the income from the job, but also how it fits into the larger financial picture, like healthcare costs.
Yes, and it's also about recognizing when your part-time job might be turning into something more. I've seen people take on part-time work thinking it'll just be a few hours a week, but then they end up working much more than they originally intended.
Right. Sometimes those part-time roles can morph into full-time commitments.
Exactly. I had a client, Lisa, who took on a part-time consulting gig. She was excited about the flexibility, but soon found herself working nearly full-time because the demand was so high. She ended up feeling overwhelmed and burned out, which defeated the purpose of her retirement.
So, managing expectations is key. Knowing when to say no or set boundaries is really important.
Yes, and I'd say another common mistake is not keeping track of expenses related to that part-time work. People often forget that while they're making money, they're also incurring costs, like commuting, work attire, or even meals.
Those things can add up quickly, can't they?
They really can. I had a client, John, who started driving for a ride-sharing service. He saw an uptick in his income but didn't account for the wear and tear on his car or the fuel costs. By the end of the year, his profit margins were much slimmer than he expected.
That's a classic example of not factoring in all the costs.
Right, and it's important to keep detailed records of those expenses. It can help when tax time rolls around, and also give a clearer picture of whether that part-time job is actually worth pursuing.
Speaking of tax time, I think another mistake is not seeking professional advice. Some people think they can navigate all the tax implications on their own, but it can get complicated.
That's true. A good tax advisor can help identify deductions related to part-time work and ensure you're not leaving money on the table. Plus, they can provide insight into how your part-time income interacts with your overall financial plan.
So it's really about being proactive rather than reactive, right?
Exactly. And being aware of the signs that things might be going off track. If someone feels stressed about their new job, or if their income is causing unexpected expenses, those should be red flags.
And it's never too late to reassess and make changes, right?
Absolutely. If you find that your part-time work isn't fitting into your life as you'd hoped, it's okay to step back and reevaluate. Maybe a different role or even a different approach to earning some income could be better suited for you.
So what are some immediate steps someone can take to avoid these pitfalls?
First, I'd suggest creating a budget that includes your projected income and expenses from part-time work. This will give you a clearer picture of your financial situation.
And maybe consulting with a tax advisor before taking on that part-time job to understand the potential tax implications?
Yes, absolutely. And considering your health insurance situation is crucial. If you're under 65, check how your income will affect any benefits you might be receiving.
Plus, setting clear boundaries from the start can help ensure that part-time work doesn't take over your retirement.
Exactly. So those are some immediate steps you can take. Now let's bring everything together. So let's dive into some practical next steps for anyone considering part-time work during retirement.
Right. It can feel a bit overwhelming at first, but breaking it down into manageable pieces is key.
Exactly. First off, I'd recommend assessing your skills and interests. Think about what you enjoy doing and how you can leverage that into part-time work. It could be anything from consulting in your previous field to something completely different like teaching or even driving for a rideshare service.
Yeah, that's a great point. Sometimes people overlook what they already know or enjoy. It's like, why not turn a passion into a paycheck?
Absolutely. And once you've identified a few options, research potential opportunities. Websites like LinkedIn, Indeed, or even local community boards can help you discover what's out there.
I love that. And, don't forget to tap into your network. Sometimes the best opportunities come from friends or former colleagues. A casual chat can lead to something unexpected.
Right. And while you're exploring options, it's also important to start thinking about how this part-time work will impact your taxes. I know, it sounds a bit dull, but understanding the tax implications can save you a lot of headaches later.
For sure. It's all about being proactive. Maybe start by keeping a spreadsheet of your potential earnings and any related expenses. This way, you can see what your net income might look like.
Good idea. And don't forget to check out tax tools and software like TurboTax or H&R Block. They can help guide you through the nuances of reporting your income from part-time work, especially if you're close to the income thresholds that might impact benefits.
Right, and speaking of benefits, it's crucial to understand how part-time work could affect Social Security or Medicare. You might want to consult with a financial advisor to clarify any potential impacts.
Yes, definitely. Another immediate action is to set a realistic schedule. If you're thinking about working part-time, consider how many hours you want to commit. Start small, maybe just a few hours a week, to see how it fits into your lifestyle.
Great tip. And that way you can ease into it without feeling overwhelmed. Plus, it gives you time to adjust to the new routine.
Exactly. Now let's talk about tools and resources that can help you manage your part-time work. There are a ton of apps out there. For instance, if you're doing freelance work, platforms like Upwork or Fiverr can help you find gigs that match your skills.
And if you're looking at something more traditional, like teaching or tutoring, websites like WiseAnt can connect you with students who need help in your area of expertise.
Right, and if you're thinking about driving for a rideshare service, their apps are user-friendly and can help you keep track of your earnings and expenses. They even have built-in features to help you manage your schedule.
Wow, it's nice to have technology on our side, isn't it? Another good habit to build is to regularly evaluate your work-life balance. Just because you can take on more hours doesn't mean you should.
Absolutely. It's important to check in with yourself. Are you enjoying the work? Is it still fitting into your desired lifestyle? Those reflections can help you make adjustments as needed.
And don't forget about building a community around your part-time work. Finding a group of like-minded individuals, either online or locally, can provide support, motivation, and even networking opportunities.
Yes, community can be such a game changer. Whether it's a Facebook group for freelancers or a local meetup for retirees, connecting with others can help you feel less isolated and more engaged.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. To recap, start by assessing your skills, research opportunities, track your income and expenses, understand the tax implications, set a manageable schedule, use the right tools, and build a supportive community.
And remember, it's all about taking those small steps. There's no need to rush. Explore at your own pace and find what feels right for you.
So those are some immediate steps you can take. Now let's bring everything together and transition into the outro. Wow, what an insightful conversation we had about part-time work and retirement and its tax implications.
Absolutely, Jordan. It really highlighted how working part-time can not only supplement your retirement income, but also keep you engaged and active during those years.
Right. And we touched on how understanding tax brackets is crucial, like knowing how additional income can affect your overall tax situation.
Exactly. And we can't forget the importance of talking to a tax professional. They can help you navigate those waters, especially with any potential deductions related to your part-time work.
And let's not overlook the flexibility that part-time jobs can offer. They can be tailored to fit your lifestyle and interests, making retirement much more enjoyable.
Yes, and it's a great way to stay socially connected, too. Being part of a team or community can really enhance your overall well-being.
So if you're thinking about dipping your toes into part-time work, remember these key points. It's all about being informed and making choices that align with your goals.
And don't forget, it's never too late to explore new opportunities. Your retirement can be just as fulfilling as your working years, if not more so.
Exactly. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit from this information, especially if they're over 40.
And we'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. What are your plans for part-time work and retirement? Drop us a comment.
Next time, we'll dive into a fascinating topic, retirement abroad, and how to compare the cost of living in different countries.
It's going to be eye-opening, so stay tuned for that.
Thanks for joining us today.
We hope you found some valuable insights.
Until next time.